How the Put the kids to bed, dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the dad world order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent, Mike Martin. With me, as always, my dad team partner, big man, big rig, Eric Matthew.
What up, what up?
And last but not least, he goes by the wrestling t-shirt guy. Some call him Bo. Some call him Cephas. We call him our friend.
Hello,
Welcome,
everybody.
wrestling t-shirt guy.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's going to be a fun episode tonight. Phone on silent.
Yeah, it better be.
Put the phones down. Put the phones to bed.
Put the phone down. That's right. Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast, and tonight we have with us a very special guest, Mr. Jason Adams. Sir, how the heck are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing fantastic.
Hunky-dory.
So, follow-up question, though, Mike.
Sir, what do you keep your thermostat at?
It's an important question.
Adams, looking at you, buddy. What do you keep your thermostat set at?
Who you talking to?
You?
Me? Like 60,
Yeah, what is it asking you to-
69?
All right.
Nice. Oh, nice.
It's a little high.
These are important questions, man.
It's a little high. I'm just saying. I mean, you're not 70 yet, but it's pushing it. I'm just saying. 68.
He's
69 comes with...
It says it's statistically shown that per degree that you raise the thermostat.
He's in the window, so I think he's all right.
I'm just saying.
Um,
That's why God made blankets.
So, for those of you who don't know who Jason is, give you a little bit of background that I know. Jason is a SFX artist, and he's worked with a whole bunch of people, but he has worked most famously with Callison Studios on some WWE products, and he's got a lot of cool stories, so that's why we brought him on today to discuss the things that he's been able to do with his art, with his career, and what he's been able to witness wrestling-wise and what he's been able to, be a part of. So, first things first, what made you want to get into special effects, man? What kind of path did you take to make you want to make that kind of stuff for a living?
I started doing haunted houses when I was really young, like as a teenager. And I always used to look in to the old Morse costume catalogs. It was almost like an old Sears and Roebuck catalog. And in the back of it was always these really cool Halloween props that you could buy. And I just wanted to learn how to make them. So always looked up to Distortions. I think they're out of Colorado at Edsmonds. And I always just wanted to learn how to make monsters and, the old movie monsters and stuff. So, yeah.
Were you always like a big Halloween buff? Would you like go all out on Halloween?
Not really. I mean, I always did haunted houses. Like, I was always working in a haunt. Like, it's crazy. Like, I never even really got to go through so very many haunted houses because I was always working in them and building them and designing them. And yeah, like
You enjoy it.
I'm still, yeah, I know, right? I'm still
so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
making one.
Hey, dad hug from afar, buddy.
You know what that means? That means we just need to get together at some point this particular fall and all go to one. Just saying.
I think
Well, the only problem with that is I am currently building another haunted house.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
You know what's really scary? If you turn a thermostat up anymore, your electric bill is going to go through the roof, sir.
No, right.
Welcome
You
to
heard
the
it here.
Time World Order podcast.
It's a touchy subject for us. We've had people answer poorly in the past, so it's something that we have to make sure people
However,
abide by. We can't.
He's within the acceptable range.
He is.
Yeah,
He's in the
it's
window.
close.
We're all right. He's in the window.
It's borderline.
Um,
What do
So-
you keep your thermostat at?
Crisp 68, sir.
yes.
68.
Yep. Right here. 68.
You're so close.
Yeah, you're just one temperature hotter, man, and that makes sense. You know what I mean? Look at the type of products you create. You got to, you know what I mean. You need a little bit warmer. It's got to set the molds and whatnot. You know what I mean? So you got to have.
What? I mean, I would picture like a cool, dark house. Lots of fog.
Lots of fog.
Crazy
finished
lighting.
product.
So tell the guys about the school you went to, where you first, because I remember when I first met this gentleman, it was about 12, 13 years ago. Like I said, we worked together. And he left his job to go to school. And it was the coolest. That's basically why we became friends, because when he told me where he was going, I was like, oh, well, that's one of the most interesting things I've ever heard of. And then he proceeded to go and literally live his dream. You know what I mean? So tell us a little bit about what school you went to.
So I went to the Tom Savini Special Effects Makeup Program, and just south of Pittsburgh in Monessen, Pennsylvania. So it was a 16-month course. Actually, it was less than that, but I went part-time for 2 semesters so I could be there longer and use their materials and make more stuff.
It's a lot cheaper to do it on somebody else's dime.
Right.
Well, at least when it's all-inclusive fee, I guess.
And plus, at that point,
it really wasn't, though, because I cashed in my 401k to go to school. So, like, when I was at Square D for that last year that I was there, I banked a bunch of money in my 401k, cashed it all out, and used it to go to college because I was making too much money there to get financial aid.
Well,
So the only way that I could go there was to, like, my first semester, I think majority of my second semester, I had to pay all out of pocket. And then once I was able to get financial aid, because once I went to school, I didn't have no income, then that's when I was like, well, I'm going to go part-time. That way I can go longer, because I knew I'd have more time with the teachers and be able to do more projects, and just I had pretty much
it's
unlimited
not just
supply
about
of
getting the
materials.
degree, it's about actually getting the experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So is that school like fairly renowned, or how did you just like see it in a flyer one day, or somebody told you about it? How did that work out?
It was kind of crazy. I was working at a haunted house, and one of the guys that started teaching me makeup and how to make molds for makeup, like prosthetics and stuff, he had told me about a haunted house that Tom Savini was putting on in Monessen. And we all decided that we was going to take a road trip, and we went to Monessen to go through Tom's haunted house. Okay. And that's when I found out about the school. And I was like, I'm going to go to this thing. And it was probably 7 or 8 years later before I actually did it.
Huh.
So for those who aren't hip to exactly who Tom Savini is, Tom Savini, just real quick, is one of the first and foremost legends of the special effects genre. If you were to create a Mount Rushmore of special effects, he would absolutely have to be on it. He's made things for just about every horror movie you could ever think of. He's super well known.
Didn't he do stuff for? Didn't he do the stuff for From Dusk Till Dawn, the Tarantino vampire flick? Am I wrong on that?
No, you're right. He was sex machine in that movie also.
Oh
So
yeah.
he also
Really?
did some of the special
Yeah.
effects. Yeah.
So what was that haunted house like?
It was like the mall style haunted house, like that would be in like a not really a mall, but like I don't know what you would call those. It's like
Can I go room to room and it's a different genre or a different kind of theme per room?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I remember he had like a pristine car in there. He had a lot of the original Jason busts
Oh,
from the like when Jason came up out of the water. Um, he had like a
oh yeah.
swamp creature type room in there. It was pretty cool. I went through it numerous
Yeah.
times because I was like, I drove like 5 hours to go to the thing. I was like, I'm gonna spend some money and go through this thing. I think I
Right.
went through it like 7 or 8 times. It's kind of ridiculous, but it was cool.
So walk us through. Like, did you work right under him in the school? Like, or were there other teachers, or what exactly? How did that go? Did you make projects with him? Like, what was the school?
Um, Tom didn't actually teach at the school. His name is on the school. He like supports it and like comes to the school and like looks over like some of the students' work and stuff like that. But I I originally went to work with Tom when Jason came to me about doing the WrestleMania mask for Triple H for his intro. And that was actually through Tom's studio. That was before Jason Baker had um, created Coliseum Studios. He was doing
Okay.
everything through Tom Savini Studios, so was working through him.
Okay.
But it was 100% Jason Baker that like came to me and we like worked together on it. Like it was all through Jason and Tom.
So
So
this is the Triple H like half skull crown mask, right?
No. That was made by Jason Baker. That was the
Okay.
year before I came on. The one that I did was the silicone mask where he has like a plate over his mouth and
Oh, okay.
yeah, then they superimposed him on like green screened him where it looked like he was like a million strong army.
Uh,
But
Oh
me and
wow.
Jason made that mask in like a record amount of time. I think it was like 5 days or something like that. From start to finish, we made that mask. It
Wow.
was crazy.
So in a situation like that, do you get to actually meet the client, or do you like, or you just get presented the mold and you're from the mold on? That's where you jump in.
I sculpted that, and the next day, me and Jason went and molded it, and then we ran it in silicone, and then we seamed it, and then we painted it, and then we put the bolt plate on it, and we were supposed to leave for Connecticut to deliver it on. I think it had to be there Thursday night or something like that, and like 4 a.m. we were like painting it, and I remember Jason's wife Mandy, because we hadn't slept in like 4 days. We'd literally just been like cranking this
Wow.
mask out because to make a silicone mask in that amount of time is like unheard of.
right.
And she drove him there to deliver it. I didn't go to deliver it. That was all of them. But me and him like made that in like record time. It was crazy.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah, I guess like when creative isn't like that far planned out, like what's have you guys ever had something where like they were like, "Hey, I need you to make this for us," and you're like, "That's not gonna happen," or do you just always just do whatever you have to do to make it happen?
We just do whatever we have to do to make it happen.
That's
We've
awesome. That's cool.
not that I know of. I don't think we've ever. I mean, if he's ever turned down anything from him, I don't. I was not aware of it. I mean, everything that we've had to do has been on a like time crunch. It seems, but
Yeah.
we always make it happen. It's like it's just what we do,
Hey, if the price is right, we'll make it happen, baby.
right?
I work day and night for the right amount of dollars.
Well, I mean, I know if it was me, like if it's like, hey, your work is going to be featured on WrestleMania, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever it
Yeah.
takes to get my mask
Sleep.
for WrestleMania.
At that point, you become part of history. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Literally.
Right.
I mean, that's one of the
Ah,
biggest
it's so
parts of
incredible.
WrestleMania is the entrances. You know, that's everybody. Oh, I wonder what they're going to come out in. I wonder what they're going to come out in. So that's
and you know, it's funny because at that point, I hadn't talked to you recently at that point, and I didn't know that was your work. And I remember sitting there like, man, that's a cool mask. If I would have known that was you, I would have probably freaked out a little bit more.
Sorry.
oh, you're
My
good.
phone's like getting hot. I gotta take this fucking cover off of it.
You're good, Technical
difficulties.
Actually, I tell you what we can do, man. You sent us over a ton of really, really awesome pictures. So if you don't mind, if I like pull the pictures up and can you like kind of explain what we're looking at and kind of just give us, you know, the what's going on? You okay with that? All right. Start a little slideshow, if we will.
That's pretty cool right there. I can tell what that is immediately.
So that's the clay sculpture of Kalisto's mask that I started sculpting. That was the second project that I did with Jason.
Got to put his eyes on.
Right.
That's the finished product, ain't it?
Yeah, that was after Jason had painted it, and I can tell if that is. I think that's in Tom's studio. I'm pretty sure that might be in Jason's basement. I know that part of the project was done in, like, a lot of the project for that was done in Jason's basement, and then I think he painted it in Tom's studio. I'm not positive on that though.
What kind of material is that?
It's latex,
It's pretty neat.
and that is
What is
that's
That's all
the
hand
tail.
carved. Right?
What's
the
that?
Tail for it. Okay.
That's all hand carved. That's you creating that, like with your fingers.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't my fingers. I used sculpting tools, but yeah,
fingers?
and like all of
Gum. Duh.
all of those pieces on the mask, I used clay extruders and stuff like that to make sure that the clay was the same
It's like getting them
width
crisp
and
lines,
everything
man.
when I was sculpting it.
There you go. Just good look at the clay work. Boom. Oh, there it is. Speak of the devil.
So that was the first one that me and Jason did. I remember, funny story about that was I was getting ready to graduate from the Savini program, and he came up to me. He called me. I had been doing pulling an all-nighter trying to get a bunch of projects done because we had like a portfolio review where people would come in and like look at all of our work and stuff for graduation, and you'd do like mock interviews, and you know, you could possibly get a job in the industry or whatnot. So I had pulled an all-nighter, was working on projects, and had just went to bed. It was like 7 a.m. or something crazy, and was just at that point where I was almost asleep but still kind of awake, and my phone rang, and it was Jason. He was like, "Hey man, I heard you knew how to make silicone masks. I need a project." I'm like, I didn't recognize who it was or anything. I was like, "Who is this?" And he's like, "It's Jason Baker. I'm almost at your house, but come down and talk to me." I'm like, "All right."
Hi, I'm here.
So yeah, so I get dressed and I go downstairs, and he's like standing on my porch, and he's like pitches me the whole like, we got to make this mask for the WWE, and it needs to be silicone. And I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, I can do that. I know how to do silicone. And he's like, we need it by Thursday, and it's like Sunday. And I'm like this Thursday? He's like, yeah. I was like, there's no way. It's like, you know how long it take silicone to cure? And he's like, it's for the WWE, you know. It's like, needless to say, like that night I was sculpting the mask, and in 4 days he was driving it to Connecticut and delivering it, and it's
awesome.
been that way ever since. We just every time he calls me, I jump. It's been pretty awesome.
It's funny how many like masterpieces have stories like that. Like we were under this crazy deadline and we had to like literally go on no sleep to come up with this thing, and we made it happen and it was beautiful. I love those stories. So I mean that's got to be so rewarding though, that payoff, like to know you really really earned your stripes on that one.
Right.
So with that being said, I can't really reveal what the project is, but I personally am getting a mask from Jason right now, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he comes up with. It's going to be an interesting thing. It's something for private use, so I won't be showing it to a bunch of people, but it's going to be pretty cool. We'll just put it that way.
Should be pretty awesome. I'm actually working with somebody else on that as well. Chris McGrath is helping me with the mask that I'm making for you. So it'll be both of us working on it. But his name's Chris McGrath.
Okay, well, check him out.
He's out of Columbus. We'll just say it's got some fur on it. Match.
Interesting.
I'm not a furry. If anyone's wondering, I'm not a furry. I'm not against furries either.
He's not.
What? Let's say you said private use and it's got fur on it.
He's not.
It's private use. It's got fur on it. Let's just leave it with that. Okay.
Like, I'm not revealing any details. Any viewers out there, please speculate wildly and spread all the rumors.
Sure.
Of what this mask is going to be used for.
Listen, you'll never know. Oh man.
Anyway, Cephas.
So let's talk about Bray Wyatt. Let's talk about your experiences with Bray Wyatt. What all in Bray's career? Oh, where'd he go? We lost him.
Jason.
He went away just like Bray Wyatt that quickly.
He's like, oh, nah. Where'd my phone go? I'll text him. Make sure he's got his phone might have shit the bed on us because he said it was getting hot.
Yeah, well. Gee, damn it.
Well, anyway, how's it going, everybody?
Difficult.
While we're waiting for Jason to come back. So what'd you guys think of...
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
Hi,
hey,
Will.
Will. How you?
Hello.
Gotta say hi to Will. Will's always watching.
Will's a good guy.
A friend from across the pond.
How fun was Roderick Strong versus Chris Jericho last night?
Oh my goodness, dude.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, to be honest with you.
Dude.
Is it fantastic?
Oh my gosh. Dude, I mean that I came into work today like, dude, that was the match that I wanted to see Roddy come out and have, like, off the bat, be like, this is who the F I am. And man, it was great. I mean, on both ends. I mean, at first it was a lot of like in-ring action, and it was like, wow, this is a false count anywhere match. Like, is it ever going to make it anywhere?
It's because Jericho is in there, huh?
Don't even start.
We're talking about Roderick Strong.
I think it's because of Jericho. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I'll just say this.
Son of a bitch!
It was a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Your boy.
Let's just say
your boy.
there was ice cream involved.
And mulch.
Now I have to watch this immediately after the podcast.
It's so good.
How have you not?
I think Jason's phone might have shit the bed. Oh, it says he's backstage, he says.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hey!
There he is.
Well, segue. Hey, there we are.
Sorry. We're all using stuff. You go there.
Do it.
You go there.
Dun. Here's the
There we go.
story of a lovely podcast.
Welcome back.
Yep, I think he might still be a little frozen. He's moving.
Again, technical difficulties.
Yeah. Little trouble with the internet. Bandwidth's a little busy.
The cream will rise to the top. Yeah. Fuck, there he went again.
Oh no, cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee in the podcast. Just a cup of coffee. Oh, yeah, for those who haven't seen, yeah, the macho runs deep in me. The madness.
Snip into a Slim Jim, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you one thing, guys. While we are having some difficulties here with Jason, he's definitely got some pretty cool work, man. Do we have any more pictures we could show at least while he's...
So many. Up.
What? Huh?
Hold on.
There he is.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, bud?
Frozen again.
I can hear you.
There he is.
There he is.
I don't know what happened.
Well, probably melting your innards of your phone, you know.
Your ping rate's a little high. Yeah, like your thermostat.
Turn it down.
Oh, shit.
Turn it to 66.
No.
He's gonna get about the thermostat tonight, like
Turn the
damn it.
AC
Like maybe
Or
68.
F that dude. 72.
Oh, so back to what we were saying, though. Let's talk about Bray Wyatt. What was your first job with him? Which one was the first thing you did?
I can't remember if it was the puppet or if I helped with one of the masks. Brian McGuire sculpted the Fiend's mask every single time. I want to say that one of the WrestleManias with his mask, I helped seam his mask, and after it had been ran, and Jason painted it and everything. But I think actually the first time I ever did anything with Bray was when I sculpted the puppet, the rabbit.
Rambling
So
Rabbit.
you put together the Rambling Rabbit?
Yes.
Dude,
You're a
so
rabbit
creepy.
father.
Did you watch a lot of Donnie Darko growing up?
What's that?
Did you watch a lot of Donnie Darko growing up? Was that kind of the inspiration for?
No. They gave me the concept art and I just sculpted it. Brian had already started basing the sculpture out when I got there, and I was sculpting on one of the guys, one of my personal close friends that taught me a lot in school, Sean Ronzio. He was sculpting on the buzzard, and Brian was working on, I think, the Fiend's mask, and I think Brian had already done Huskus.
Okay.
It was already sculpted and
is that these right
done
here?
by the time we got there.
There he
Is
is.
that your work right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that is so cool, man.
That's so
That's
sick, dude.
Like the intricacy, the stitching on the lips, the teeth being uneven. Like it's just there's so much wicked going on, and it's so subtle but so beautifully done, man. I I'm not trying to toot your horn, but damn, that's good, man. That's really cool looking.
Thank you, man.
And then
Yeah, that
there's
was a lot of
Mercy
fun.
right there.
That whole project was a lot of fun. And it was after it was done, it didn't even get used for, what was it, a year? Maybe even longer, maybe close to 2
Wow.
years. Yeah.
To
And
show you guys.
all of these pictures, the first ones, they never even seen the light of day. Like, I'm pretty sure that those had all gotten lost, and we had to make them all over again for the ones that were actually featured that everybody's seen. That was another project that was like, you've got this many days to make these things, and
Wow.
there was
That's so
a
crazy.
whole
They
bunch of us in there working on those.
I mean,
So
just to
in a
make something like
situation-
that and make it to where a human has to wear it. So, I mean, do they have any kind of like line of vision or anything when you're wearing something like that?
Yeah, they can see out of them, but it's very limited. So
Right.
they almost have to have a handler, like when they're being walked around and stuff. They have like very little peripheral vision, if any at all.
Okay.
I know that the buzzard, I think, was I never actually wore any of them, so like I never even tried any of them on.
What?
Sean,
Dude, get out.
I didn't, never even put one on.
How?
So
I would say every single one.
Cephas sent us all these
Selfies.
pictures. Cephas sent us all these pictures, and this is the one that I was most curious about. Who is this?
Is this in a basement somewhere?
That, I believe, was for a friend of ours, werewolf movie. I think it's Walpurgis Nights. It's a life cast that we had done.
Wow.
And we had done that like literally, if I remember right, it was like 3 or 4 days before we did the whole WrestleMania gig making the puppets. So me and Sean had life casted, I think that's his brother under there, if I remember correctly. We life casted his brother, and then like
that?
a couple days later, what's that?
Couple
How long does he
days?
have to sit there like that?
He was under that for probably an hour and a half.
God.
Yeah. He was pretty upset with Sean by the time that thing was done.
Just alone with my thoughts.
It's like a think tank.
It's not even like sitting on, it's not even like you're sitting down, going to the bathroom like, oh, I can look at my phone or read a shampoo bottle. Like, nope, just here with my thoughts. Hopefully I don't think anything horrible.
Oh my God, no, I'm thinking terrible stuff.
It normally doesn't take that long. For whatever reason, when we was doing that, Sean was really worried about the live cast not turning out right, and everything we did seemed like it took twice as long as it should have, and it just took what seemed like forever. And when it was all done, that's when we were like, Jesus Christ, he's been under this thing for like an hour and a half, and
I hate you guys.
he was ready to like stab his brother in the eye, I think, when he got out from under that thing. Yeah,
I was quite excited to know.
He's a great guy, though, man. Like, super cool guy.
So this was the finished product of the puppets here.
Yep, and I believe that was taken. I think that picture was taken when they were all delivered.
That's
just at the show.
That was such a cool. Like, I remember sitting there watching like that reveal. Man, that was. Everybody was expecting Bray, but
it's so much
seeing
more.
all them, that was pretty awesome.
Just each individually so creepy in their own way, man. Reminds me of those old.
I didn't even know like how it was all going to be introduced or anything like that either. I just knew that it was happening at that event. I didn't know how they were going to do it. Like they don't share any of that with us either. You know, they just tell us what they want us to make. I'm sure Jason Baker has some of that insight more. You know, he's more on that side of the fence with them. I'm just a shop guy. You know, I do whatever he asks me to do, whether it's be sculpting or making the mold or running the mold or whatever. I'll do whatever.
Well, maybe we can get him on the show at some point in the future, and we'll talk to him about it too. That would be excellent, Jason. If you're listening, or if we made a clip of this and then specifically tagged you in it,
I think that's doable.
Just saying, I'm on the DW podcast.
I guess that's kind of one of the things I was wanting to ask is like, do you? So you said you're like just a shop guy. Like, do you want to end up getting into like the design, creative portion, like working with a client and stuff like that?
I mean, I do that as well. When I'm doing the stuff for the WWE, though, it all goes through Jason and Tom, and when I'm working for him, I'm just a shop guy. I'm a close friend of Jason. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to the creative end, that's already thought out and done and taken care of before I even begin working on anything with them. But like I do projects that I'm the creative on as well. It's just not the WWE.
I think I was sorry. I should have rephrased that. Like, did you want to like go more towards like the WWE stuff and like do creative with them, or are you happy just kind of all right? Give me the blueprint and I'll make it happen type thing.
I'm happy with give me the blueprint and I'll make it happen. It's kind of weird too because the time crunch thing that happens a lot when working with them, I actually kind of enjoy in some kind of sick, twisted way.
It's like way.
Yeah. Like this is impossible. How are we going to make this happen? But when we do, it's like it's pretty awesome. When you pull something, you pull a rabbit out of a hat that's not supposed to be there. That it's a pretty cool experience when it's all said and done.
I see what you did there.
That's pulling a wambling rabbit out of a hat.
Right.
No, that's definitely got to feel just that sense of satisfaction. Like, yeah, I made that happen. And especially like, I mean, I know for me, if I was in your shoes, I guess, like just seeing it debut on television, you can be like, I know what all went into making this happen, and seeing like that reception and everything just has to feel awesome.
You know what it's like? The coolest thing that I've ever had happen to me is, see if I can get it on camera.
That's cool.
Wow.
Oh, wow, dude.
Now I'm going to buy one of those and
it looks familiar.
I never seen it actually in the store. Jason Baker found this for me on eBay, and I wound up buying it. But I got a couple Bray figures that, I know that's the masks that we worked on, and just like walking down an aisle in Walmart or Target or wherever it is, and you walk by something that you created is like, it's just a crazy feeling.
Right.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to buy one on Amazon or eBay now. And the next time I see you, whenever I pick up my mask, I will make you sign it, and it will become part of my background here.
That'd be awesome.
His menagerie.
I believe a relation of yours, Jason. I got a Daniel Ray. Proud of you, Uncle Jay.
What is it?
It says, "Proud of you, Uncle Jay," from Daniel Ray.
Oh, it's my nephew. Yeah.
Heck yeah! Shout out to
you. Thanks, Daniel.
That's pretty neat.
And now, look, it's all coming in. Megan Gingrich. Woohoo, Jason.
Ginger Rich.
Heck yeah. We love this. If anybody else is watching, feel free to comment. If you have questions, ask away. We don't have to.
I saw you reading the dad joke book there for a minute there, Mike. I got one for you to try to redeem myself from last time. You ready for this one?
Let's hear it. I'm all ears.
Why did the wrestler get an ATM card? He was desperate for a pin.
Total dad joke.
I got a dad wrestling joke too.
Okay.
Damn it! Are they be wrestling? Good.
I was thinking of this all day.
Let's hear it.
How does the Rock pee?
Oh gosh.
He Dwayne's as Johnson.
I was gonna say with the people's.
Oh, it's great.
He Dwayne's his Johnson.
Number
Thank
2
you.
from the show.
Thank you very much.
Oh, all right. Well, not wrestling related, but I guess horror related. What does a vegan zombie say?
Okay.
Grains. Grains.
All right. It's fantastic.
We have fun here.
So, man, were you a wrestling fan growing up? Was this something that was like a dream for you come true, or were you just not into it? Or
No, I totally was. My favorite wrestler was always Piper.
Yes.
Rowdy Piper. Yeah. Me and my dad used to watch wrestling like every single time that it was on. That was our thing. We'd watch it. But like after my dad passed away, I hadn't watched wrestling in years and years and years, and probably decades. And then when I went to do the first wrestling gigs with Baker, it's like I didn't even know half the people. I mean, I knew like the Undertaker and people had been around forever, but there was a lot of wrestlers that I didn't even know who they were. But now I watch it again because kind of have to, and I enjoy it now. It's
Never
cool.
know when you're gonna get that call.
and to be fair, it's been pretty damn good to be a wrestling fan the past few years. So.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
were talking about just. I would say like right after everything came back from COVID, it just took off, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a lot. It's been a wild ride. A lot of newsworthy events.
It really has. Yeah.
Jason, man, you don't go to the big events very often. Maybe we should talk after this and get you to join us. We're trying to do something pretty cool for Detroit for SummerSlam this year and get a big old giant cabin with a whole bunch of people. So maybe if you're interested, we'll talk more after this. But we'll have to get you come out. We'll go do a big event together or something, man. Enjoy
That'd
it.
be awesome.
Enjoy some time out somewhere and do something cool.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'd totally be down. That'd be fun.
And then we can be sitting in the crowd, and you can lean over and be like, "Guess what? Watch this!" And then something crazy happens. And it's something that you made.
Charlotte Flair comes out in a luchadette mask.
Hey,
Be amazing.
I mean,
So I guess does your studio work exclusively for WWE, or like does anybody in like AEW contact you guys to make masks, or is it just all WWE stuff?
It's all WWE.
Okay.
I think that would probably be a conflict of interest, and I don't know that we would even consider it.
Okay. I was just curious. I didn't know how that worked, if that was like you guys are like under contract and you can't make stuff, or if it's more of like an unwritten like, no, we are in with these guys and you go elsewhere.
I mean, I don't know that it's in. I've never signed anything saying that I wouldn't do it, but just out of respect for Jason
Right,
and
yeah.
all the guys I've worked with, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, we met somebody that you worked on a mask with. What was it? Last Friday, Saturday?
Saturday night.
I'll pull a picture out real quick, see if you can recognize him. He wore the sheet mask. That's Eric Rowan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't a part of that.
Oh, you weren't a part of that one.
No.
Okay, I'm part of the photos you sent, so that's why I thought you had been a part of that one. I'm pretty sure.
I sent a photo of that.
I might be incorrect. It might have been mixed in with my photos that I saved.
I was going to say I don't think I have any photos of Eric Rowan.
Stupid idiot.
Mute me.
Hold on, we can
mute him.
It's hard to see. Yeah. You know what?
No,
muted.
I'm pretty sure that my partner Sean worked with Jason on the Rowan mask, but it wasn't me.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Jason post something a while back, and I think it was like an animatronic sheep mask that like never got used, but he just like posted a video of it like moving around and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
holy crap, man!
Yeah,
I mean, what goes into making something like that? Like, that's got to be just intricate as all heck.
It is. I do a lot of animatronics, and it's all servo driven, and you either have to have a controller that runs them, or you use like an RC controller for like an airplane, and then somebody behind the scenes is like controlling the mask to make it happen. Like, it's pretty intricate. It takes a long time, and then everything has to jive when it's all put together. So it can be makes you want to pull your hair out.
You know what while I was looking through all these photos that you sent over, and it reminded me of like being a kid and watching the making of Thriller. You remember watching that? Like I was just as intrigued by the making of Thriller as I was by the actual Thriller music video.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm showing my age, obviously, but that was so incredible. With the full cast and all that, man, and just everything that went into that, and that was the freaking early '80s, man. So it's got to be incredible what they had to do with what they had, the technology they had back then.
Right, because they didn't have the chemicals and the silicones and stuff like that like they use now back then. I mean, I'm sure they use some of them, but like it's nothing like it is now.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine doing it back in the 80s.
They didn't have
This
cell
is why I
phones.
wanted you to be on the shows, because I like to see, alternate takes from wrestling. You know what I mean? Like I want to. One of my dream guests that we could have would be the lady that does all the seamstress work for. She did it for WWE Sue and for AEW. Now I feel like she would be an excellent person to interview. I like to see the people that help create, and that's where I've been pretty jealous, but I like living through you when I see, your posts and whatnot. And I like, that we're buddies, you know what I mean? It's pretty cool, to see that aspect.
It's so cool to see just all different aspects and all the different things that go into this one industry and this one show and all these events that we revolve a lot of our lives around. It's so fun how like all these different people from walks of life and trades and whatnot all contribute to this one singular thing. So
it's a lot of fun. Cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
Had to be a surreal moment getting that Kalisto toy, man. That's
it was.
When I first bought my own shirt off of pwtees.com, plugging my merch here, just throwing that out there, get a DWO podcast shirt as well. But when I first was able to buy my own shirt off of the same store that sells Stone Cold Steve Austin shirts, it was a moment of like, I made it. Did it.
Yep.
It's me.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. It was very proud.
It was crazy. I looked for that figure for years and wasn't able to find it, and then just happened to find it on eBay. And
hey, what series is that? Like, does it say on the back like what series number that is? Because I'm about to.
It's
like eBay right now.
What is it?
Let me see.
I'm gonna buy this live on the air.
I'm gonna buy. He's so crazy.
He's got the dad readers on.
I know, I love it.
It says series, and then it just says number 89.
Series 89, Kalisto.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Okay, never mind. Whoa! Why is it $145?
Yeah, it's rare, man. It's hard to find. I think I paid like $55 or $60 for that one.
Why for art thou so expensive?
I gave him $350 for it.
Right?
Oh, Lord, that's an expensive character. I'm gonna have you sign it twice when I get it, man. I'm telling you.
That's why I could never find it. Every single time that I found it on eBay, it was just like where it hasn't been sold.
Oh, Ringside Collectibles has them in stock for $11.99. I'm buying it right now.
Live on the air.
I gave him $1 last week.
I gave him $1 last week. Yeah, she gave him $1.
That's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat.
Oh man.
Mike, we'll have to try to get. I told you I had that video of Emmy saying that when she was like 4. We'll have to try to get the audio from that. Her just saying, "That's pretty neat."
That's pretty neat.
That'd be a great soundboard clip.
They're nice. They're
That's
nice
nice.
indeed.
I need to get
Hell yeah. So, is there a dream client for you that's current right now? I know you say you watch it now. Is there somebody in WWE that you'd like to work with and do something cool with, or is there you pretty much? I mean, you've worked with just about everyone that's worth this crap, you know.
I mean,
It's
unfortunately, he already retired, but I would have always have liked to have worked with The Undertaker. But I mean,
yeah,
For sure.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
takes up half my arm. I know it.
Rey Mysterio was always one of my favorites too. You know,
I think he's got one guy that he uses for everything.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
flies him out everywhere. He was in the A&E documentary. He's like Japanese or something like that, I think.
I was in an A&E documentary.
Dude, you were featured heavily in that thing.
Yeah. Even like
They
after
had
they
they had your voiceover, and you weren't even on screen.
They did. I voiced over a segment of the Dusty Roads.
I mean, it made sense. They were probably like, we can't have this guy on screen for that long. Like, his voice is fine, but we can't have this ugly fuck on the beginning of our Dusty documentary.
I'm going to put these two together now.
The thought crossed my mind.
So, man, do you guys have any WWE projects on the
hold on, who's Papaw?
Uh-oh.
What's that?
Are you a Papaw, Jason?
Oh yeah, I
Baseball
am.
glasses on.
Olivia
Aw.
Crawford.
That's my granddaughter.
Oh, Papa
Whole
World
family's in
Order.
here. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
We didn't know you're a member of the Papaw World Order. Jeez.
A mini member.
What's our father
Remember.
chapter?
That's our
I've
fun.
got a mini.
Finally, I'm not the old guy.
Love it.
You know you're old when you wear contacts and you go to the eye doctor and
It's all
they tell you that you have to wear readers with your contacts.
With your contact.
You don't make bifocal contacts? Come on.
They do, but they're terrible, man.
Oh, I can't imagine.
I can't imagine those would be very comfortable at all.
No.
Regular contacts aren't quite a treat.
So, shit, I just brain farted. Somebody else talk. Oh, God damn it. I had such a good question, too. Yeah. It's been a long day, okay?
So, with that being said, man, do you have any future projects besides me going up? Do you have anything cool you're working on right now?
I'm working on a project for a company called VFX. They make these really cool puppets for the haunted house industry. And they've been around for a long time. And I'm working on eye and mouth mechanisms that you can control, make their eyes move and make their mouth move for them.
Oh.
So I'm doing all the R&D and stuff to try to retrofit the mechanics into their existing puppets. Because I think like right now, I think they've got like 35 or 45 different styles of puppets that they have.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
That's pretty interesting.
Did
it's
they do
pretty
anything with
crazy.
They do anything with like cameras, like where you could have like inside a mask where you could have like a small screen or something like that for when you don't have line of sight?
I've never seen anything like that other than like the big giant like velociraptor
Trademark.
suits that people wear.
Trademark.
There's your industry, Mike.
Boom. I'm in.
Invest in little screens inside of it.
You heard it here.
You heard it here first.
You guys can work together now, you know.
Then the screen fogs up and you're fucked.
Yeah.
And you're screwed.
Jinkies.
Just wiping it in front of your face. I can't see.
You can't get your hand in there. You're just dead in the water.
Man,
Man,
Netflix going in on you a little bit here, Jason. You might be blind if you have eyes like Jason.
Daniel Ray.
Right.
Daniel Ray said that.
What does it say?
He said you might be blind if you have eyes like Jason.
If you
Right.
have eyes like Jason, you might be blind.
Well, this blind guy makes some pretty freaking cool masks. So,
I can already see him sitting at his desk with the sculpting tools and just.
I
Like
wear
an
the big jeweler goggles.
Yes. It's like an old man with a cell phone. It's like
Right.
no, you know what I'm picturing is the restoration guy from Toy Story 2 redoing Woody with the giant like comes down like it magnifies like 7 times.
Right.
Little paint.
Oh,
Damn
man.
it! I gotta go get LASIK.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
The Spy Kids.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's great,
Love it.
man. Well,
Forgot this was
Jason,
on here.
dude, you've been an awesome guest for us for sure, dude. I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you coming on and talking to us about your pro wrestling stuff. But before we go, I got to ask you, man. Do you have a favorite wrestling match of all time? Do you have something that's like your favorite moment from wrestling growing up that sticks out in your head?
I gotta say, the WrestleMania where Hogan wrestled Andre. I
WrestleMania
just
2.
from watching that with my dad back in the day is like that stands out more than anything.
Yeah, core memory right there
Yeah.
for sure. That's
One of the most epic moments of all time.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's like for me, it's Mick Foley getting tossed off the cage by the Undertaker. Like that was my like. I want.
Oh
to
yeah,
watch
where
wrestling
his
for the rest
tooth
of my
like goes
life.
into his eye
Oh
socket.
yeah. They just came out with a figure commemorating that. You best
Yeah,
believe
that
I'm
was
getting that.
crazy.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's awesome, man. You gotta love that core memory where you're just like, yep, that was it for me right there.
Right.
Me- Go ahead.
mine's like I remember. God, it's like Rockers, but I mean I remember watching it with my cousin like in the basement. And, I don't even know how the heck we were watching because like maybe they taped it because we didn't. I don't know. We watched it live. It was after school, and we'd watch wrestling after school. So I don't know. It's in there somewhere. My hard drive's a little corrupted, shall we say?
I do have a memory where George the Animal Steel was at our local high school,
Oh wow!
like doing autographs and shit like that.
Huh.
I was real little, but I remember Gorilla Monsoon, George Animal Steel, and I think Ricky the Dragon and Jimmy Snoop Superfly was there too. There was like 4 different people that were there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It wasn't a
That's
match or
wild.
anything.
That's like a who's who of like 80s wrestling. And there's here to sign autographs at the high school.
Now you know why I wear these dad readers.
Hey man, that was a beautiful age. Like I've always said that I loved growing up the time I did because especially being a wrestling fan, like I got to get, the golden age of wrestling. You got Hogan and Warrior and Macho and all those guys, and then in the 90s with everybody else and the whole Attitude Era. I mean, it was, it fit the way I grew up. As a kid, I had, more of a kid-centric wrestling product. And as I got older, it was more geared towards, my genre then. So
Right.
lucky us.
And I was an 8-year-old that probably shouldn't have been watching Mick Foley get tossed off the cage. Here I am.
I remember learning these actually were. I didn't know what King was screaming about. Puppies? What do you mean puppies? Oh.
And now he's got a mask with fur.
Right. It's
Man,
going to be epic, though.
We've got a solid hour here going, man. But I do want to say before we get out of here, I'm a big fan of giving someone their flowers, man. I want to say, Jason, as a personal friend And as a fan of yours, you are an absolute inspiration, brother. It's cool to see somebody legitimately live their dream. You know what I mean? And I told my wife about that years ago when you went to go to this Tom Savini school. I said, this guy is doing what he wants to do, and he's living the life he wants to live. And it's an inspiration, man. It makes me do the things that I do. That's why I travel to WrestleMania every year. We only got one life to live. You know what I mean? So why not live it? And you're an inspiration to me, brother. I appreciate that, man. I really, you lead by example. We'll just put it that way.
Thank you.
Well, and I have to thank you because if you inspired Cephas like that, Cephas definitely is, kind of some of his energy has worn off on me as of late, and I've kind of started adopting that. You don't always have to be like, oh, I can't do it. Like, just go, man. Go to the show.
Yep.
It's awesome. I go with my daughter. Like, she loves it. It's something that we can bond over, and it's a really cool community to be a part of. So,
in the end, when we're long dead and gone, our kids are going to remember them wrestling shows we took them to. So that's what I'm going for. You know what I mean?
Oh.
To think back and say, damn, Dad really tried to spend time with me and take me to stuff that he liked and we both liked, so.
Right.
Dude, perfect example. I was showing Mike this earlier today while we were at work. Her mom texted me on Friday night because I was asking about how her field trip went that day, and she was like, oh, we're helping out with the middle school dance or whatever, and she sent me a picture, and Emmy's in the teacher's lounge watching Friday Night SmackDown. And I'm like, this is like one of the proudest dad moments I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
This is amazing. So, yeah.
Oh, it's so great.
My kiddo went to a field trip.
It makes me feel good that I'm not like forcing her to come along with me. Like, she actually actively does love wrestling. So
that's awesome.
I love that. You know what, Shannon Lowe? We love it too. We really do. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on, Jason.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you ever got any new projects coming up, then you want to come on and talk about them, you are more than welcome to come back on because I love picking your brain about this stuff because I don't know anything about it. So I've gotten a lot of really cool insight into how this
absolutely
happens. So
speaking of which, you have any plugs you want to plug?
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank, man.
Go follow Callison Studios.
Callison Studios, definitely. Creative Cave Studios.
What was the other one?
Creative Cave Studios.
Creative Cave.
Yep. And
all that.
My haunted trail that's going to be opening up this year, the Psychopath.
Where at?
And outside of Richmond, Indiana.
Dude, that is a dad-approved pun name. I love that.
That
You're doing a haunted trail, calling it the Psychopath. Yes. That's amazing.
Consider us there.
Control on that one.
Consider us there.
You have full creative control.
What's that?
Yeah, if you've got full creative control and this is your baby, let's go ahead and consider it a 100% fact that there will be a DWO selfie with Jason Adams at his particular Psychopath this particular fall sometime. We'll make it work.
That sounds good, man. I look forward to it.
Take a dad trip.
Right.
I'm there for sure.
And we got to do that SummerSlam thing. I'm down.
Hey,
we're for sure.
We're going.
You said it's in Detroit?
We're already going. It's August 5th, Detroit.
August 5th.
Yeah. It's already been brought.
Right.
I'll let you know whenever we get tickets. I'll just, you know what I mean? I'll let you know. And whenever we book whatever hotel we book, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right, brother.
Good. Sounds good.
Be cheap.
Awesome.
Well, on that note, Mike or Eric, you want to walk us out of here?
Absolutely. As always, we have been the DWO Podcast. I have been Big Rig Eric Maffey. He has been Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He has been Wrestling T-Shirt Guy Cephas. And he has been Mr. Jason Adams. Thank you so much for coming on, sir. Check us out on all our social media platforms. You can see them all right there in the middle. We are on TeePublic. We are on Pro Wrestling Tees. Go buy our merch. We always got new stuff coming out. And you can even contact us. We have like in-house merch that we can like ship to you and stuff. So
listen to us.
listen to us, share, subscribe, like, all that good stuff.
Apple Podcasts, Audible.
Podcasts, Spotify. Yeah, if you're listening to this right now, go watch it on YouTube because you missed a whole bunch of cool visual stuff, man.
Sorry about that.
I'm just saying,
one of them kind of episodes.
I'm just saying, you're missing out on all our beautiful faces, all the cool visual stuff we do. You're missing Mike drinking a beautiful cerveza right now.
Muy bueno.
Muy bueno, indeed. Well, as always, thank you all for coming out and watching. We really appreciate y'all. Till next time, Top Dads out.
Dad, World War.